big.
Yeah.
Hi. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've been so excited about this since we met on Zoom or Google Meet, whatever it was, like a month or two ago. And
Yeah.
so, yay! So now I see you got your collection there. I've been doing all the tasting and sharing with friends over the
Oh,
last
good.
couple weeks. So, okay, so for everybody that is new here, I'm Christine Wayne. I am the founder of On the Mocks. We have a Facebook group, which is a community for sharing recipes, being introduced to new non-alcoholic brands. Doesn't matter if you're sober curious, just want to play around with mocktails and non-alcoholic drinks. That is a great community to celebrate. We also, right here on Instagram, we share those brands. We get to meet the entrepreneurs behind the story, behind the brand, share their story, share recipes, and considering I am a product of the product, I'm now going to look over my shoulder at my sign. 30 months alcohol free, also 8 months pregnant. So I have a lot of reasons not to drink right now.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for ways to keep that fun. Fun is really important to me, and so making drinks, finding new brands, learning about them, but also learning what makes them special and why we should choose one over another is a passion of mine. So now I get to introduce you all to Mary, who, where are you coming from right now?
I'm in Milwaukee, actually.
In Milwaukee. Yep. And I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to dive in, and we're going to hear a lot about Mary and a lot about Top Note, what they have going on now, what's in store, and of course how to get it. So I would love to start with just a little bit about you. I'm going to pretend I know very little so that you can share your story here. A little bit about you, where you're from, and what were you doing before Top Note? Like, what was the road to leading us to?
To there. Well, we took kind of a long road there. I was in the craft beer business for close to, I guess, 15, 20 years, maybe 18 years. And I worked for Miller Coors at the end of my beer kind of run. I was interested in starting my own business the whole time because I was meeting all these people that were entrepreneurs, and I just thought that could be me someday. I kind of understand that I like making decisions, and I like problem solving, and I like I have a real poignant point of view on products and how things should taste. I was in the quality department at the brewery I was at, so it was really all about flavor and execution, and I was very, obviously, particular about that. And those are all good training grounds, kind of put your training shoes on. If you're going to own a business, you're going to want to, have kind of your values set. And I always thought I could do something a little bit better on the tonic spectrum after I actually got pregnant during that time, and I couldn't drink, obviously, at the bars, and I was drinking tonic water. I was like, oh God, this is really bad. Someone's got to fix this, like, why can't that be me? So it kind of stuck with me. And when I saw bartenders were making their own tonic syrups, probably 5-7 years ago now, we decided to jump into that. And we started with making our own syrups. And we were trying to sell those at farm markets and, kind of direct to consumer as much as we can. And that's actually a really challenging way to start, especially kind of in the middle of Midwest, which, something that innovative doesn't quite translate here. So we got some nice initial founders that, or I should say, financiers that said, we can fund you if you want to, do something in the sparkling bottle and ready to serve. So we moved our line into the bottle that we're in now. And we actually did a little bit of redesign work probably about 2 years ago. So the logo and things were always the same, but we made it pop a little bit more. And we've been kind of at Whole Foods for some time now in the Midwest. We've been at Binny's, Beverage Depot, Total Wine and Spirits, some of the better wine shops and that sort of thing. Mostly the liquor channel. And that's how we've been growing. We don't do a ton at grocery. We are at some grocers around here, but we're not like in some national grocery chain yet. And that's because this category in particular is very much got a foot in alcohol as well as a foot in grocery, and it's challenging to grow without having kind of partners putting you in the right sets. Right. So we're happy to be non-alcoholic though, and we do encourage, since we got started, no low consumption, because that's really what a mixer allows you to do. It allows you to make a cocktail to a little bit lower proof or no proof. And from the start, we said our products have to taste really good on their own. These have to be something that people want to drink on their own because of my experience. But also, traveling to Europe, you see people drinking tonic water as a soft drink instead of Sprite. At lunch, it's just a little bit more of an adult profile, an adult palate. And if they're designed right and there's enough competition in which you're seeing better and better products come in the market like they have in Europe, you can have a really enjoyable experience without the alcohol. So we've been very happy with bringing new products to the portfolio. This year we launched Gentiana, which I think you had some. It's kind of the most bitter of our tonics in the market, and it is it's a kind of a unique tonic, very old school, made with a lot of gentian root. And we just thought if someone wants to have a cocktail-like product, and maybe they were a Campari or Amaro fan, you got to go with the bitter. This has all the digestive bitters in it, so it's very good for digestion. I like it on its own. I drink it actually. I think I sent you a bottle of this too, Christine. Did I send you the zero?
No, because we had a very large. You sent me like a lot of the top.
Okay.
Right.
I don't remember who I sent the zero to, but I can send you a bottle. But I've been drinking it with like fake sparklings, champagnes. Zero is like a sparkling Chardonnay from France. It's freaking phenomenal. Yeah. With just a splash of Gentiana, a little twist of orange. I feel like I'm drinking a spritz without having to drink. And I hit 50 not too long ago, and it really is a challenge once women kind of hit a certain age that they need to kind of really slow down. I do think women, generally speaking, today might be even drinking more than women were when I was in my 20s, and that's probably going to hit them sooner rather than later. So I don't see the non-alcoholic category slowing. I see the desire, especially in my kids, to not drink, which is kind of fascinating. So I think, just being in the space where we're making really unique, better products that are non-alcoholic and made for adults to drink is really where we want to be and stay.
Oh yeah, we are all at the beginning here.
Yeah.
Right now I'm drinking the Gentiana with, I tried that with Liar's Gin today.
Yeah.
So I've got my gin, I threw in a lime. And then I'm also drinking the grapefruit, and I'm drinking that on its own with some ice and some rosemary. I love pairing rosemary and grapefruit, and that's just, so I'm double fisting over here. Talk to us about, so you have that brewery experience, and you have quality control experience, and you have a vision for the better taste. Tell us about the recipe, about getting it right, and even so much, and I think this would, is it the hardest one, a club soda. Like why is Top Note club? How does that stand out? How is that different? Like why is it more?
So we have 3 tonics, actually 4 now with Gentiana in the market. So when we first approached tonic water, we said it's gotta be unique and different every single opportunity you have an opportunity to make something. So like our club soda, we made low sodium because there's not a lot of low sodium clubs on the market.
Right.
Well, and we wanted something really fizzy, really effervescent, kind of that mineral water experience without having a lot of sodium. And Club is, I love it. I love it with just a lime or a lemon. It's fantastic. Our Indian tonic water, to get that right, it took years, kind of took multiple batches initially in our kitchen, kind of steeping herbs and that sort of thing. When we went into the ready to serve bottle format, we brought in botanical extracts, and you sit there and you tinker. We actually had a research and development firm help us get the right level of sugar and acid. So we have kind of 3 or 4 different levels of sugar to acid now that we can use, and we play with that. But I'm playing right now creating a product I hope to call Tinto, Tinto, and I want that to be released next year as our bartender release, and it's kind of a play on a sweet vermouth. So if you can't have a sweet vermouth, why not have kind of an interesting botanical soft drink? There are more and more of these kind of botanical soft drinks, but we're sticking to alcohol adjacent, and we want to create things in which a bartender can make a great non-alcoholic experience in a bar. So that's why we want to come out with Tinto. My boyfriend actually came out of the wine business, and he's like, no one's really, vermouth is actually really interesting. It's got a lot of herbs in it, and I bet if you take kind of a grape juice, grape must, and really mix up some botanical madness on top of that, you can make something interesting. So we're working on that right now. We are working on fully vetting a line of mixers with a lemon lime, with real yuzu lemon, a cola with cascara cola. We wanted to use a caffeine that was natural, and I've read a lot about cascara. It's a wonderful coffee derivative. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll probably make a ginger ale as well with real ginger.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, I love the ginger beer. I have one of these left, and it's funny how you get like I need a special occasion now to open this. It's spicy. It's like it's not boring. I mean, it is like
there's some heat to that.
Yeah, and I like that. And I don't know if I'm just a little bit also more sensitive now with pregnancy, but I somewhat crave it. I might bring on the ginger, but that's really nice on its own, and obviously you can make your other cocktails with ginger beer.
I love mixing it with coconut water, so half and half ginger beer and coconut water and a lime. Makes a really tropical experience. It kind of cuts a little bit of that heat and some of the sugar. So that's a good one for you to know, especially in your
shared that recipe, and you know what? I actually I need to make it because I do have the coconut water in my fridge. So
I'm gonna make one tonight.
I am. Keep them coming. That's the fun part about non-alcoholic drinks. I can, have my 3rd and 4th later tonight.
Right.
Well, tell us about the name, and you said you're in bottles right now. The packaging, just the branding. You are Top Note Tonic, right? Even though you now carry more.
Yeah. And even we're a mixer brand. Top Note Tonic just rings off the tongue, but Top Note comes from my experience creating flavorful liquids all my life. So, and when you're in professional tasting, you talk about notes. You talk about the base note, the mid note, the top notes. And the top notes are these ephemeral kind of essences that come off a beverage, and they're usually the first thing that you note. That you kind of make note of in your brain, and they're lemon, right. I tend maybe a little rosemary on that or whatever. Those are the things that are called top notes, and it makes a lot of sense when my background with being kind of so immersed in flavor and flavor chemistry that the brand name came from that. It's also just a fun thing to say, I'll have that with top note. Give
Yeah.
it, give me my drink with top note. It makes you feel kind of special when you're drinking a top note. It should, because we put a lot of love and a lot of care in crafting these. And you can taste them. The bartenders that we work with, the buyers that we work with really know that we worked hard at creating a flavor experience like none other. That's the point.
Yeah, I agree with you that it elevates the experience not only from it's the bottle, it's the name, it's knowing how much care went into it. Um, it's very different than drinking a big plastic bottle of a different
Yeah.
brand that you got, you just pulled randomly. Oh, tonic. Oh, soda. And just throw up there on the bar to
Right.
mix. Particularly in the alcohol-free world, non-alcoholic drink world, I look for those little details: the
Yeah.
garnish, the glass, the craft, the mixer, as a part of all the things that are being added to make the drink special.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I
do
love
feel
it.
you feel first off you want to when you grab a bottle, it's nice and it's nice to fit in your hand. These aren't too small, but they're not 12-ounce size. We actually sourced this bottle initially out of England, and we're trying to source an American-made bottle right now. So that's something that's kind of like since post-COVID, it's been challenging to find any glass, but we're working harder and harder at that. So you'll probably see us come out with maybe a redesign eventually on our bottles with American glass because it's really important value to us. But we also our sustainability is kind of in our DNA. So when we came out with this, we're like, well, there's no use wasting, right? You don't want to give someone a bottle and say, waste this. We put a lot of time and effort and spent a lot of money and carbon to get this to you, so waste
Yeah.
it. Clearly, you don't want that to happen. So we actually have a marker on the sides of our bottle that say, your drink, my drink. You can pour 2 drinks exactly out of this bottle if you want. You can recap it, which is nice. It is a threadable cap. So if you pop one open, I always like to show people, you can simply recap it. You just push it back down and recap it. And that's recap. And it can be put back in the refrigerator. If you pop it back on and thread it back on too, that's another way to do it. But they're actually very easy to recap. And you hold on to that liquid and use it, in your next drink. We like to think that we want to be responsible agents when we have the chance. So that's another bit of a value of ours. So and why we're in a bottle and why it's been challenging finding a different kind of bottle for our
Yeah.
purposes.
No, that's fascinating. It's not something I would have tried. It's not something I didn't knew was a thing. Even and I somehow missed that. But that's great to know.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a jar of all the caps from beer bottles and things that I just okay, that's I put it back in the fridge open.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when it has bubbles, that's a great way to
yeah.
get all. Okay, very cool. So you were talking about who your consumers are right now in the earlier part of our conversation. You're with Whole Foods, not more with on the bar side, less so on the grocery side of other stores. Are you looking to work with more restaurants? Are you looking to kind of?
We work with restaurants a lot. More and more restaurants are making great non-alcoholic kind of drinks for adults, not just the kitty cocktail anymore, not just Sprite, just relegating you to iced tea, which is nice. So we do work with a lot of restaurants. Bartenders do find our products to be exciting because they are flavorful on their own. They mix very nicely with the distillates that are out there that are non-alc. We've played a bit with the hemp distillates that are out there. I know you've had Flora
Yep.
and your reel. So we love Flora. Danny's actually a really interesting guy, and when you have a very nice mixer, you can just kind of make a 2-part non-alcoholic drink
Yeah.
and charge for it. And bartenders really respect that because they respect the tools that are in their toolbox as well. So we do work with a lot of bartenders. Actually, more than 50% of our business comes from bars and restaurants, and we'll continue to do so. Oddly, people don't think of quality on the soda gun, but Top Note's one of the few mixers that are present on the soda gun. We have a lot of ginger beer being delivered bars on soda guns because we can deliver it. We can send it across. We've sent some to Alaska,
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Wasn't
yeah.
even thinking in that convenience of.
It's a convenience thing for bars. Some people don't think it looks as high quality, but bartenders really love it because it is. You got to think like it's very challenging to take glass and stock a lot of glass bottles. And when they have a lot of other things that they're trying to stock, they don't want to necessarily stock anything that they don't need to. And we know it's the best sustainability play in the soft drink market. It's just not considered to be high quality, but that's just because the products that are there aren't. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't create the product for that service. So we have
Yeah.
our ginger beer, our grapefruit soda, our tonic water, classic as well as Indian tonic for the soda gun right now, and we're going to make more. And bartenders like that option.
That is.
I like the fact that we've saved close to 1 million cans from going into the waste stream. So I look at it as a very sustainable thrust, like one of our few that we can do right now as a small company. So we've added that to our sustainability value. Yes, we are in the bag and box, and we're proud.
That's so great because I've worked with a lot of restaurants on the inside of restaurants as well, and having space behind the bar is actually a problem. It's and so as much as they may want to elevate their mixers, and that's fantastic that it can come in the gun.
Yeah, the club soda can't. Obviously, you got to pour a club soda out of a bottle, but all and our bartender releases will never be released as that. But it's more again, it's a sustainability thing. It's the convenience. We know a great bar is gonna if they're that attentive and they're gonna pay a lot more for our soda on the soda gun. They'll put attention to it and they'll make sure people know what they're serving. So.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Now we are entering into the crazy season of the holidays, of Thanksgiving, of Black Friday, of Cyber Monday, of Christmas, all the things. What are you? Is there anything you're particularly excited about this holiday season, or do people need to order really early to make sure that things arrive on time? Anything special about the holidays that we should know about?
I like the holidays because people tend to bring gifts to people, and we're really very encouraging people to bring the non-alcoholic component to the party. It's time for changing it up. It doesn't just because you bring beer doesn't make you cool, and you might be cooler bringing something that people haven't tried, and that's kind of our we're promoting that. Like people to feel confident about what they're walking into parties with or giving as a hostess gift or a host gift. So we like to encourage people just to buy right now. We've got a really great deal going. We're going to put it out for Black Friday, where if you buy one party pack, you get $5 off. If you buy two, you get 10. So you can have all sorts of gifts. And that went out to our VIP email customers earlier this November, and we're going to continue that with a special code on Instagram. So hopefully people watching can follow us and watch for that. But that'll be something that will continue probably through the mid of December, just to get people kind of purchasing, trying, buying, and bringing to parties. I love that party picture you put up on your site because I was like, yeah, that's how it should look. There should be offerings for everyone at the bar, and this year especially, I think.
Oh yeah, and the party package is perfect. You asked me which flavors I was like, the party package. You want to mix,
Yeah.
and I really can't even because all of these belong in a bar, in your home bar. So you really can't go wrong with a mixed pack. And we have a code for on the mocks, but I do want everyone to pay attention to the weekend deals and really what's going on through Christmas, because I think that's so smart to be the person to bring something cool to a holiday party if you're not already hosting.
Yeah. And your code is going to be good for any of the products. We also have a non-alcoholic kit that people can buy with, so there will be some cool things that will be on our site. Really as we approach January, we actually start adding some other items. Like the Zira, we may add in a kit. We're probably we work with a couple shrub makers here in Wisconsin, and we'll probably be doing more kits with shrubs because tonic and shrub is really yummy. If you make the right combo, it's just delicious.
That's so good to know. Of course, I go, old school, like shrubs and clubs, and
Yeah.
sparkling water, soda water. But yeah, I don't think I'm using tonic enough. And I am more so in my alcohol-free life now. The better days, the new chapter. Because back in the day, I couldn't drink a gin and tonic. Like my mouth would pucker, and I'd be like I couldn't drink it. And now I feel like this acquired taste of like, oh, it's like a gin and tonic, but there's no alcohol. It's like there's some sort of new acceptance that I have of like being somewhat rebellious, but without any of the negative. Like, oh, it was the tonic.
Did you try the Indian tonic when I opened here?
I did, and I tried that with the Flora.
Yeah, this one's fantastic on its own. This is a very light sugar tonic too, which is really great if you're counting calories. It's almost like a bitters and soda. So this was my first kind of love. I was like, I really want an aperitivo soda. I want something that people can drink on its own and really respect. And the Indian tonic was our version of really a light tonic that can be consumed on its own or with something unique like the Flora. We also make that bitter lemon, which I don't have a lot of. We're running out of this because
I know. That's why I'm afraid to talk too much about it because I'm like, I know they're running out, but there
we
are
have
some
glass shortage, people. In case you haven't heard, there's a pandemic. But we are going to be making more of this for the spring.
Okay.
We have all the materials. We just don't have the glass. But this will be made in the spring. And this is also our kind of an aperitivo style soft drink. So if you get used to drinking a little bit of bitters, ours are unique because it has the softer bitters that you find in Amaros and Campari and those sorts of drinks without the surely sharp quinine. Because you're probably used to drinking really, if you drink tonic and you drink commodity tonic and just about any other tonic on the market, even Fever Tree, hate to use their name, but truthfully, they just innovate around quinine. Quinine alone is not, to me, interesting enough. We made our classic tonic to be our quinine tonic, and it has kind of that limey quinine taste. And quinine almost has a lime peel character to it, which makes it interesting, but I really like playing with other bitters and other bitter botanicals, and that's why I think our Indian tonic's interesting, our bitter lemon, our gentiana is very interesting, because it really does open the palate to more than just one type of bitter soda.
Yeah.
Tonic water originally was to tone the body, right? Like tonic meant to tone the body. I hate how that word's getting abused more. I'm seeing it being used more and more. But really it was meant for digestivo, something that helped kind of rid your body of toxins, so to speak. But it was digestive in nature. And quinine is digestive. The bitters we use in our tonics are digestive, and they're good for kind of settling the stomach. I love drinking these after dinner for that reason.
Okay. Well, as a pregnant woman, I feel like just give me all the digestives.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny because we did originally designed syrups that we had a bitter orange that people loved, our bitter orange. And a lot of people want us to come out with that as a bartender special, which we probably will. We just can't follow Gentiana with another bitter. But the bitter orange had like cardamom and ginger and bitters, and it was like this really nice tincture and bitter orange peel. And it was very, very lovely. And I sometimes, out of just nerves, would wake up, and if I had like a nervous stomach, I'd go downstairs and have a little bitter orange. It would settle everything down. It's funny how these are very European, and we just have lost some of that and how we eat and drink in the U.S. But if you kind of travel in Europe and you spend a little time there, you realize they kind of get it right. They take their time at things. They always have a digestivo. They drink tonic at lunch.
Right? Have their siesta in the afternoon. This label, the Gentiana, is definitely very European to me. Like, oh, very cool. Okay, so it sounds like, so we're directing everyone to shop directly from your website. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Like,
nototonic.com. Yep.
Okay. And we've got the codes. Is there anything else that you would like to share to wrap things up that we didn't cover? Or we're gonna put some more recipes. They're saved in a highlight on here on Instagram, but then also in the Facebook group, and hopefully we'll start to see what other people are doing with them.
Well, I just always say share and share alike. Bring people to a new experience. You can respect the fact that some people don't like bitter, but they might like sour. We have a great grapefruit soda, and our ginger beer, most people tend to love because they like, if they're going to drink a ginger beer, they're going to want something gingery. But it's fun to share and bring these things to parties, and don't think you have to bring the alcohol. You can enjoy yourself with just the mixers.
Absolutely. And the grapefruit soda, which again I'm drinking here, I really enjoy. I love grapefruit.
That with the Flora is great, by the way. If you haven't tried
okay, I didn't try that.
Flora,
That's fun. I had some people over, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, from the On the Mox group, and I was introducing all Top Note and a bunch of different brands, and I'll just say go to town, play, right? And there was another grapefruit soda there, a different brand, and I noticed that yours was a lighter pink. It just tasted more natural. It was like more of the grapefruit, but with that effervescence of soda.
It doesn't have a lot
but
of
it's
sugar.
more grapefruit. What grapefruit actually looks like.
Yeah, there's a lot of juice in there. We put a lot of juice in there and a little sugar, but we made it so it was like eating grapefruit. Like if you cut a grapefruit in half and you sprinkle a little sugar on top and you eat it, that's how we want it to taste. So that was what we were going for.
Spot on. I love it. So
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So we'll post the replay, and we're going to share the replay in a couple different places. But thank you so much for your time, and happy Thanksgiving.
Cheers, everyone. Have a thankful Thanksgiving, and I thank you for your time. Thanks, Christine.
Of course. Bye, guys.
Take care.